This is the tale of Johnny Rattleweed. He's your typical teenager, and like any teenager, he likes sports, video games, and happens to get into trouble every once in a while. What's interesting is that every time Johnny does something bad or wrong or mischievous, something happens, something weird. It all started with a simple invite for Johnny to hang with his friends that night.
Whoa, where do you think you're going?
I was going to hang out with some friends.
This late at night? I don't think so.
You don't let me do anything. I can't believe this.
When Johnny's mother said no, a new plan evolved. He would sneak out stealth and in camo. One little lie wasn't going to hurt. After all, the reasons were lame from Johnny's standpoint. Once he escaped away from his folks, Johnny met his friends, told a couple of jokes, but couldn't say no when they started to smoke. When Johnny returned, he walked through his door, finding a skeleton right there on the floor. Afraid his parents might see, Johnny shoved it in his closet and wiped his hands clean. Trying to sleep, he tossed and turned in his bed, but decided to get up and go on the computer instead. He got up and began surfing, browsing sites marked with X's. And then all of a sudden, Johnny heard something moving. He turned around, and on his bed, another skeleton lay there as if it was waiting to be fed. One morning, Johnny awoke from a good night's rest, realizing he had not studied for today's test. Frantically, he wrote answers on a sheet, folded it into his pocket. He was ready to cheat. Johnny took the test, got a B. He couldn't get them all right, or his teacher would see. And for a time, Johnny felt okay, knowing his skeletons were safely put away. The skeletons were quiet at first, until one night they decided to scream. Johnny ignored them at first, thinking it was just a bad dream. Soon after that, Johnny told the skeletons to be quiet. He said it rather nicely.
Hey guys, can you be quiet?
As time progressed, night after night, Johnny began to get more and more irritated about what was happening. He became angry and a little stressed. Eventually, Johnny could take it no longer as the racket of the skeletons grew stronger.
Guys, I cannot take it anymore.
The problem was that the more Johnny was bad, the more skeletons in his closet he actually had. As the skeletons in the closet began to crowd, the noises they made were becoming too loud. Johnny remembered something he had read, a verse he had memorized that stuck in his head. Pulling out the old book, he read it out loud. Finally, Johnny had had enough. He was going to tell his parents, though he knew it would be rough. He then told them all the lies he had built up inside. He wanted to run, but there was nowhere to hide.
Well, I actually did. And I was looking at stuff on the computer that I probably shouldn't have. And that B I got on my English test, well, I kinda cheated.
Johnny's parents then hugged him sore. But Johnny said, "Wait, there's still more." Johnny brought his parents to his room. He opened the door and waited for them to see. To his surprise, Johnny's parents saw nothing. Johnny soon realized the skeletons had disappeared. At last the lies were gone. Johnny's life was no longer so weird. And now when Johnny goes to sleep, he doesn't have to worry. The skeletons are gone. No more noises at night. Johnny learned a lesson to bring his lies to the light.